My name is Trygve Nordberg, and I'm a Minnesota born and raised software developer. And I'm here today to talk about a project called Arteater. The goal of Arteater is to make sketching and doodling hand-drawn animations on paper easy, fast, and fun for everyone. It removes the need for any expensive software, computers, or special technical training that has previously been needed to try your hand at hand-drawn animation. Arteater can be used to make anything from experimental, complex, artistic animations to just a silly, happy birthday, personalized GIF you send your friend on their birthday. So let me show you how it works. Using one of the many Arteater templates that are available, such as this one, you draw multiple frames of your art into this template, and then you use Arteater to automatically turn your artwork into an animated GIF that you can immediately download to your camera roll or text to your friends or upload to social media. So let me do a quick, simple demonstration of how that looks. And bear with me, it's very difficult to animate and talk at the same time, but I'm going to try. So I'm going to draw a simple... Thank you. It's very supportive. Thank you. So I'm going to start drawing a very simple animation, and as any of you have done animation before, you know that it changes gradually in each frame. As you can see, the frames are numbered, so that says 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and that's how I know which frames, what order to draw the frames in. I'm going to do some quick coloring, so it's not just black and white. And then if you'll bear with me for the magic of live demos, pretend that I just finished that entire thing at a pre-made version right here. So once you've drawn all your animation frames, you would then use Arteater. You can open up by just scanning the QR code. Let me make sure the camera can see that. And opening up Arteater on your phone. Then you open your camera and take a photo of the template. Then Arteater starts digesting your artwork, eating your art, if you will. And what's happening now is Arteater is working away in a GCP Cloud Run server built on Node.js and some computer vision libraries to use the four corner fiducial markers to predict the precise location of each of the animation frames, then do some perspective correction using a technique called, oopsie-daisies, live demo. Let me try that again. The lighting situation is imperfect here. And it uses those four corner markers to then know exactly where the animation frames should be, and then corrects for perspective distortion using a technique called homography. And then it does a little bit of color correction as well, and then rearranges the pixel data from each frame region from 2D space into a sequence of frames across time, exporting a format that we all know and love called a GIF. So one cool feature about Arteater is this is just one simple template. I've made dozens of templates. There's one that's simple, that's a 3-frame animated loop, and there's some that are 64-frame loops that you can make. And you can even stitch them together to create longer animations. There are also more complex templates. And now I can immediately tap and hold that like an image and add to my camera roll or text to a friend or upload to social media, whatever I want to do with it. And what's another nice thing about these templates is they can be printed at any size. It could be a billboard or something that you can carry in your pocket. Here's a more advanced template that has 9 frames of animation. And then the bottom left region is used to create a static foreground that gets layered over your animation. And the bottom right region creates a static background that gets layered underneath your animation. And then you use this region as like a Scantron to select the frames per second to control the speed of your animation that you want it to play back at. Yeah. Another fun thing about Arteater is beyond the templates, there's also effects you can select when you upload your template. Simple things like settings like frames per second or blend modes, but then there's also more advanced effects like doing a pixel art or a blur effect, or one of my favorites is called parallax, which is a common foundational concept in animation. That means when you move the background slower than the foreground, it creates an illusion of depth and movement, kind of like you're sitting on a train watching a landscape go by. And as an example, I pre-made a dorky animation here. So you can see there's 9 frames of animation over here. This will be the static foreground, and this is the static background. And then using the parallax effect, it turns out to get quite a bit of movement from a simple animation and ends up looking something like this. Okay, so that's Arteater. The potential uses and products that I'm excited about exploring are, 1, animator sketchbooks. Similar to how artists use sketchbooks, they could sit on a bus and sketch animation ideas without having to sit at their computer for 3 hours or sit on the couch and do that. The second would be in art education. I'd love to make interactive workbooks that allow art teachers to teach kind of the foundational concept of animation without needing to buy lots of computers and special software that require students to learn like hours and hours of training just to try their hand at animation. And the third is activity books and casual coloring books that use animation. So you imagine instead of drawing 1 frame of SpongeBob and letting it go back, sit on the shelf, or coloring it in, you could color in 6 frames of SpongeBob and then get an animated GIF back of it doing a silly dance that you could send to your friends. And while I don't have copyrights to do SpongeBob, I do have my first animated activity GIF book called Extremely Silly Faces. And you can see it's just as I described. You just color in silly faces, and you get back an animated GIF that you can send to your friends. And one cool thing is throughout the book, it kind of takes off the training wheels. So by the end, you're actually drawing your own silly faces, building your confidence, and then completely creating them from scratch by the end. So you're training someone to animate. That's the bet. Thank you. So that's it. That's Arteater, making hand-drawn animation accessible to everyone. And please come say hi to me if you have any questions. I have a bunch of these cards if you want to try your own. Some are blank and some are templates that you can just color in and things like that. Funny gifts you can send your friends. So, Trygve Norberg, Arteater. Thank you.